All right, the last thing that I want to look at that you should include in your bag or attach to the side of is going to be stabilizers. So it's 2018 and everyone thinks of stabilizers as gimbals, right? Oh, the Ronin or the Osmo, stuff like that. And stabilizers are anything that stabilizes a camera. So for example, what I'm shooting on right now is a tripod. That is a stabilizer. So don't forget that things like that are going to be included in stabilizers. It's not just the electric motor gimbal stabilizers. So some examples, obviously, we've got our standard tripod. Now this is a very cheap tripod. It's aluminum. This actually fell over right as I was setting up for this video, and the wheel that adjusts the height of the head here, it just fell over on carpet onto its side, and this handle fell off and broke. So no harm, no foul. I was probably planning on getting rid of this guy at some point because it's big, it's bulky, and it's very rickety. It does work if you just need to put something on it and have it sitting still, but it actually probably does more harm than good, and for the space that it takes up, I don't use it that often. Next, we're going to look at monopods. So tripods are super cool, but if you're running and gunning, basically, you don't want to be having to scoot in all three legs or pick up and bring in all three legs, run around with your camera, kick the tripod legs out and set it down, right? And the other thing is, if you've ever shot on unstable ground and you have to adjust like one leg, make it longer, the other leg, make it shorter, and then, okay, now we're stable. Definitely look into monopods. Monopods are super cool. I like them because I like to move around a lot. And depending on what you're doing, these are going to be very handy. Tripods, good for interviews, sit down stuff, stationary shots, nice slow pans or tilts. Those are really, really good. But this monopod, I want to say it's like less than 30 inches tall. It's about 26 to 28 inches tall, folded up. It has a fluid head, so it's going to offer a lot smoother, better drag. It does extend in 3 sections. The feet, they actually fold up and then they lock out. And this is the common KX3535. It's a carbon fiber tripod. I would go, if I were you, I'd go with the carbon fiber. It's more, it's lightweight and more sturdy than the aluminum one, and it's only about $20 more. On top of that, I was talking about the unstable ground and having to make this leg shorter and this leg longer so that you can have a level head here for panning and stuff. This guy actually pivots down here. So if you watch, I'll hold it still, and it pivots at about 15 degrees all the way around. So, if you can see my table here, if you're on unstable ground, something like this, you have the 2 legs lower and the one higher, and you still have this flat top up here. Okay? What else? So, I mean, that's basically it. So, monopod, very handy. Set it down, pick it up, run with the camera, set it down. You don't have to worry about folding in and out. The legs are adjusting all 3 of them. So that's monopods. Handheld stabilizers. I'm not going to get out my gimbal right now because I want you to watch the gimbal video so I can actually go more into depth. But a standard handheld stabilizer is going to be something like this. So this guy's really cool because for starters, this one is the newer handheld stabilizer. I don't even think it has a model. I think they just make the one. It's carbon fiber. And I like these because they're durable. So they're cheap, they're lightweight, and they're durable. You don't have to worry about motors breaking or charging a battery. It's all based off of adding or subtracting these weights and extending the leg up and down. I'll make a video later on how to balance these, but they're super simple, right? Just like so. Pinch it right below the ball bearing. move it like so, and I'll see if I can actually post a YouTube link below where I did a review and a test where I'm walking and I shake the camera around like this, and it's smooth as butter. It's pretty cool. So this is basically your typical handheld stabilizer. They're gonna run anywhere from $50 up to 500 maybe. But this one is the newer, and it is super cool for the dollar. I would say there's not much better that you could do as far as bang for the buck goes. So that's it for stabilizers. Definitely look into a good tripod and a decent tripod, and then a decent handheld stabilizer for those moving shots, right? I hope this was helpful for you as far as what you should put in your bag. I have a lot of examples of different types, but when it comes down to it, one good camera, one extra lens, whether it's a zoom or a wide, and vice versa. A variable zoom is good, and then one wide lens is good. One light with extra batteries, one microphone or a shotgun mic, ND filters, ND or just filters in general, ND, CPL, and UV, a cleaning kit, memory, power, and I think that's about it. So next step is going to be start compiling these things that you want to put in your bag, and then go out and look for a good camera bag that has a rough bottom to it, is very protected and very padded, that holds all of your gear. I like to go with smaller rather than larger, but depending on the kind of gig that you're going to have, I would say try and find one that is a very large but portable that you can put in the trunk of your car, and then one that you can carry just on your back by itself. That way, if you have a small gig, you can just throw on the backpack. If you have a big gig, then you can load up that one big duffel, and it's all contained in one, but you can still transport it in a car. I ride a motorcycle actually to a lot of my gigs, so I usually have a stabilizer mounted to one side of my backpack and a tripod to the other, and then I fit everything else in that one bag. I'm sure later I'll do a video on bags and organization, but hopefully this video is helpful as far as just what to start looking for. Make sure you check reviews, make sure you look up videos where they actually test the product, because the star rating reviews are not always trustworthy. Sometimes you have people who actually don't know how to use them, and they'll give it a bad review, even though it's a good product, but they just don't know how to use it properly. Or people who aren't even in the field, and they're giving it a bad review or a good review, and it's not very accurate. So always look for the authenticity and the accuracy of the review. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.